Section 2 in Chapter 2 is talking about comparing and ordering integers. We're just going to get ourselves more familiar with negative numbers and positive numbers. So when two numbers are graphed on a number line, the number to the left is always less than the number on the right. That's pretty obvious if we graph a number line. 1 is less than 2, 1 is left of 2, so it's less than, and it decreases as it goes to the left. The values get smaller and smaller and smaller as it goes to the left. In the same way, the number to the right is always greater than the number to the left. So obviously 1 is to the right of 0, it's bigger than 0. 2 is to the right of 1, it's bigger than 1. All right? So we know that to the right, it gets, as the graph moves to the right, the numbers get bigger. As it moves to the left, the numbers get smaller and smaller, all the way to negative infinity. Okay? So here we go. Example 1, replace the question marks with a less than or a greater than sign. All right, so we want to ask ourselves, is negative 5 less than or greater than negative 3? So if we draw our number line, negative 5 is over here. Negative 5 is to the left of negative 3, which would mean that negative 5 is less than negative 3. And how we write this, remember, we write this saying that the smaller number needs to eat the bigger number. So as mouth opens to the bigger number, that's how we write that there. Or some people say the alligator, the small alligator needs to get bigger, so it eats a bigger number, something like that. So that's how we write those signs right there. Okay, what about negative 8? Is that less than or greater than negative 4? Well, if we do our number line, 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 4, negative 8. Negative 8 is to the left of negative 4, so negative 8 is less than negative 4. Also, the less than symbol also looks like an L. All right, what about 5? Is 5 greater than or less than negative 1? On our number line, negative 1 is over here, and 5 is over here. 5 is to the right of negative 1, so therefore 5 is greater than negative 1. So greater than is, he's the bigger guy. The smaller number needs to eat the bigger number. All right, and last one here, negative 10 and negative 13. Negative 10 and negative 13. Negative 13 is to the left of negative 10. Therefore, negative 13 is smaller than 10. So it would be the negative 10 is greater than negative 13. That may seem weird because if you think about it on the positive side, 13 is a bigger number than 10. But 13 is farther away in the negative direction than the negative 10 is. So therefore, negative 13 is smaller because we said it continues to get smaller and smaller as the graph moves to the left. So negative 10 is greater than negative 13. Says a newspaper reporter lists the third round scores of the top 5 finishers in a golf tournament. Who is in first, second, third, fourth, and fifth? So we need to list these in order from least to greatest because that's how a golf game works. A golf game, the lower score wins. So we need to list it from least to greatest. So we're listing integers from least to greatest. All right, it looks like Andy's in the lead with negative 10. The next smallest number, the biggest negative would be negative 5, so it looks like John got second. All right, then the next one up would be Matt, would be negative 1. And then the highest score is the positive 2. So it looks like Andy came in first, John came in second, Matt came in third, Jeff came in fourth, and it was asking for a fifth spot. It looks like we only have 4 golfers though, so there's no fifth spot. But you guys get the picture. I'll list them in order from least to greatest. So hope that helps. We'll see you in class.